Abusuya ma kwa babiem eba POG Media. So POG said they die no political stories na yede ba so mu no enen so yensa etimi aka bia ye ba biem na yede aba so mu. Said be ya mo so be updated ewo ensem bia eno so ekoso ewo oman Ghana yamanyo sem na yede ani ekire ensem na chese yede ani eda so che eye Wontümi eye court issues a eno so akoye konebra any new charges a eye dane da ye added to the old ones a and also I'm sure yeah and also they never call a year a fiasia chepa ye say a judges no and so to national say almost enough evidence obetimi and so edia jade a chairman Wontümi. Now the new updates are and also aba edifa a Wontümi case ni na just say a lawyer a appear could be and also at nase petition 10 and also or the abo a Ghana Bar Association na association one or the petition in our choir say oh here moye pa kamya koye say chama Wontümi there and sha na won so entimi amba am a boy juma am fam am the MPP be ma ono so be kwa chef yase ne santi and ono so the petition ni akakoda Ghana Bar for so meboa no na say omo so hwe na say judiciary system no say bezimi asesa ne ma bi o e be favor chama Wontümi a omonye na ne client no ento embrefi abuzu ma say bejibre ne aboy dey ra ensema Wontümi lawyer no editor.
Their story. We told you we'll be engaging Andy Apiakubi here on the Pulse. He is one of the lead counsel for Chairman Wontümi. Just to give us updates on that case before the court. We know that he's been granted bail, but he's yet to meet the bail conditions. Mr. Apiakubi, we appreciate your time here on the Pulse. Just update us, really. Have you met the bail conditions?
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the...
You understand that there is a process.
Hello, Mr. Apiakubi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I just wanted to find out if you've secured the release of Chairman Wontümi.
We have met the bail conditions, as you rightly put it, but we have not been able to secure his release because of the verification process, even as we have submitted the necessary document. So we are waiting for the process. But it is important that the process of bail and what is required, because bail ought not to be used as punishment, and therefore the grant of bail must also not come along with stringent conditions that are difficult to meet. So I believe we need to discuss that, and once we have opportunity, we'll indicate the processes that you go through, even as the court will have given you an order that bail is granted.
As counsel for Chairman Wontümi, are you concerned about the bail conditions?
I'm concerned about the bail conditions, not particularly in respect of Chairman Wontümi, but as a process, judicial process, I'm concerned because it seeks to undermine authority as the order that will.
Apiakubi, you have to position rightly. I seem to be losing you intermittently. Is your concern that the process is cumbersome?
The process is cumbersome and expensive. You know, when you are granted bail with surety to be justified, it means you need to send that as free. And what it is that the value, the amount by as the test of bail, you have to bring property that amount, that test or even more. And when you want to send that the document, it needs to go through process of verification and valuation. And of that need money, because when you go to the risk board, the last verification, you have to pay the statutory fees. When you pay for verification, the value you have to pay one of the value of the property. Assuming you are finding the property that is worth 15 million, then you have to pay pay a statutory fee of 150,000 Ghana cedis for the evaluation to be done. Is it the case that when you have not found to be guilty and you have just applied for bail and bail is granted, you have to pay that amount of money, and why bring justice to somebody at that cost? These are some of the issues that need to be addressed in the process.
But then, as counsel for Wontümi, lead counsel, you can challenge the bail conditions in court if you feel that is quite high.
Yes, of course, and that we did. But if the court is insistent on the bail application, and this is contingent upon an application, the Attorney General that bail conditions must be stringent or commensurate, so-called, with an offence which is not privileged yet. We were coming from the Attorney General who doubles as the Minister for Justice. You see, it means that the whole system is incorrect and it needs to be addressed.
But then clarify for me, did you go to court to challenge the current bail conditions, or you're referring to when he was initially invited by Yoko?
When you, no, in all cases, even in the court system, yesterday I had to challenge the value as put on the justification, and I complained that it was excessive. Well, be that the court disagree with me. But again, saying that if you give that, it means that you ask the accused who is not yet guilty, able to bring out an amount before his release. And if you want to consider how an accused who may not have that resource before the court and being asked to pay such an amount of money before the value can be confirmed and subsequently his release is granted. How many of us in Ghana can afford that? Does it also mean that if you don't have money to be able to pay for that, you will be denied justice? And meanwhile, we will be in court upon the instance of the Minister for Justice, who doubles us, and for that matter, the prosecutor.
And is this something you plan to challenge in court post this whole process?
I plan to challenge within the institutions of state. I will make sure that I make a presentation to Parliament for Parliament to show concern if there is a need for statutory limitations to be put on bail conditions. They let them. We will also make a presentation to the judiciary through. I'm going to petition the Ghana Bar Association to make a presentation to the judiciary for us to consider how do we deliver justice to accused persons who have not yet been pronounced guilty when they apply for bail, and the conditions that are attached to the grant of bail, and how fair these are.
And how soon should we expect these petitions to reach their decks?
We need to start a conversation in the public. So I believe that if you people believe that there is injustice in the delivery of justice within the application for bail, let's start a conversation and let's do the negotiation to the point that we all countries agree there is some injustice in the as and the grant is executed.
But back to your client, Chairman Wontümi, how long is the verification process supposed to last for?
We have made the conditions, but we are still going through the verification process. And indeed, it requires payment of money. That is where I have the difficulty, because you have to go to a state institution to confirm the value that valuers put on the property, and you need to pay 1% statutory payment for the state to be able to present it, for which you will have to accept for your patient and your relief. And I'm saying that not they can have those guarantees. So if you have to see what the proof is on the attorney and the staff has not charged, yet you are being asked to pay amount of money before your bail would be effective and have a.
Mr. Apiakubi, I seem to be losing you intermittently. If you could just position rightly and take that point for us again so that we can let you go.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that if your release is subject to your payment of money, then it means that you are buying your freedom. And in the process as it is right now, if the court says that bring a justification of 10 million or 15 million, then it means that you will have to go through a process of verifying the authenticity of the document you are bringing, and the process of confirming the value of the property you have brought. And what I'm saying is that it costs you money to go through the verification, because when you go to Lands Commission, you pay statutory fees. When you go to AESL, that would have to confirm the value. You will pay something like 1% of the value of the property. And that 1%, assuming it is 15 million as the court pronounced yesterday, then you are.
So like you might be a message so job like na so subscribe to a POG Media as well. Any day any will call so a drop subscription now I share no for first so answer so it's me account so who the echo any day banina e wo my Ghana political space now say POG there a pin grab a top for my for political headlines and I say political issues one POG so na on sabet me account who the echo any day bana in some much say no so boba no kamia koye say a chairman Wontümi lawyer and the Apiakubi Kamia Kwese on so ni elusu hope a case we ma cause or fighting one or fighting first one way ya na another charges as aba and also my juma no and so e dey akoye den ya odini soon and then how akakodan Ghana bar for M1 on just so no so ni client no intimi kofi no nko sound kwan na buziama eze beto aso na eti insemne watch no
supposed to pay 150,000 Ghana cedis before that confirmation will be done for you. And the alternative, if you go to Lands Commission for the valuation, the Lands Commission will have a limit up to 2.5 million, and therefore a request for 15 million will not be taken by Lands Commission. And even where the value is below 2.5 million Ghana cedis, the Lands Commission will have to constitute a board to sit down and do this evaluation. All this while you are still in custody. So what will be the effect of the grant of bail? And this is what is happening in Ghana. And it needs general attention and correction.
Thank you so much, Ani Apiakubi, his lead counsel for Chairman Wontümi. Just briefly before I let you go, will Chairman Wontümi be released today?
It doesn't lie in my hands.
Okay.
We have done what a lawyer ought to do by way of securing the bail. We have even challenged the values put on the bail. And we have not been successful that we refused it. We have so finished the next document for the cost of justification. And it's a process that is so, and so that I'm doing that. And this is Ghana. And is it the case that we want to discriminate people for reasons that you don't have people to pay? And I'm saying that it is not payment cost, it's payment to others. And I'm saying, go to that, you will pay it. If you go AESL for confirmation of the values, you will pay the appropriate fee. And I'm particularly complaining about how much you are paying when you go to AESL.
Okay.
1% of the property. And in the value, in the case of 15 million, you will be required to pay 150,000.
Yeah.
For charges for which the prosecution has not proven.
Okay.
Otherwise, you are staying in custody.
Okay.
I mean, how is this law effective in supporting our democracy?
Okay, thank you so much, Andy Apiakubi. He's lead counsel for Chairman Wontümi. Away from that, Ghana's military recruitment age limit is under scrutiny, with calls to extend the eligibility age from 25 to 35 years. Minister for Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. Let's start from the court, where the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Justice Sremsai, has told an Accra High Court that government is waging a relentless onslaught on Galamsey financiers and kingpins in efforts to deal with the illegal mining menace. Well, the Deputy Attorney General, who is leading the prosecution of the NPP's Ashanti Regional Chairman, popularly known as Chairman Wontümi, told the Accra High Court illegal mining remains the country's biggest problem, and both random galamseyers and the kingpins will be dealt with to the full extent of the law, regardless of who they are, really. Kweku Asante was in court with Chairman Wontümi, the first in this latest effort by government to deal with illegal mining. He filed this report.
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Enchibo-Siako, popularly known as Chairman Wontümi, is facing two separate criminal cases of alleged illegal mining activities involving his company, Akonta Mining Limited. Both cases were heard at the High Court here in Accra, where he has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. Chairman Wontümi's legal troubles deepened this week when he appeared before the police CID, prior to being put before two different courts in Accra to answer a total of 13 charges, all linked to alleged illegal mining operations in the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve and Samiboy in the Western region. Chairman Wontümi and four others, including his Akonta Mining Company Limited, were arraigned on 7 counts of unlawful mining and environmental destruction. The prosecution alleged that Akonta Mining, under the direction of Chairman Wontümi and his associates, operated illegally within the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve in 2022, despite being denied a permit to do so. They are accused of destroying about 13 hectares of land, felling over 300 trees, and erecting buildings within the reserve without authorization. After hearing arguments from both sides, the court in this matter granted Chairman Wontümi bail in a sum of 10 million cedis with two sureties, one of whom must justify with landed property. Earlier in the day, Chairman Wontümi had appeared in another criminal court where he faced 6 separate charges for breaches of Ghana's mining laws. In that case, he was granted 15 million cedis bail with 3 sureties and placed on a stop list at all entry and exit points of the country. The court also ordered him to deposit his passport, report to investigators twice a month. The 6 counts in that case includes unauthorized assignment of mineral rights and facilitating unlicensed mining operations, which prosecutors say occurred within Akonta Mining's concession at Samiboy in the Western region. A second accused person, Kwame Entry, is currently at large. Both cases stem from investigations by the Criminal Investigations Department, which found evidence of large-scale destruction in parts of the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve. Officials say excavators bearing Akonta Mining's logo were used in operations that led to the extensive environmental damage, including river pollution and deforestation. Chairman Wontümi has maintained his innocence in both cases. Bernard Enchibo-Siako has since failed to meet the bail conditions, at least for tonight, and will sleep in police custody.
What these bail conditions mean for NPP's Ashanti Regional Chairman Wontümi, Bernard Enchibo-Siako, is that until this trial, in which he is accused of facilitating illegal mining, is concluded, he is unable to travel outside the country, perhaps without the permission of the court. And any time he wishes to do so on any basis, he would have to apply to the court for the court to give him permission, or perhaps for the court to revise the bail conditions. But until then, Chairman Wontümi is not allowed to travel outside the country. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, High Court Complex, Accra.
Well, Chairman Wontümi, we understand, is still in police custody after his lawyers failed to secure his bail conditions yesterday. We will be touching base with one of his lawyers this afternoon on The Pulse, Andy Apiakubi, to get updates on that, if indeed they've met all the bail conditions and if Wontümi is a free man as we speak. But away from that, residents of Chebi are grappling with a severe water crisis after the Chebi water treatment plant the municipality's only primary source of potable water was shut down over 3 months ago. The closure comes after illegal mining activities, commonly known as Galamsey, turned the once pristine Brim River, the lifeline of the community, into a thick sludge, pushing turbidity levels to a staggering 64,000 NTU, far above the safe threshold of 2,000 NTU. The impact on daily life is devastating. Thousands of residents now struggle to access clean water, with families, schools and clinics forced to rely on unsafe alternatives or rely on sachet water. Speaking on Newsdesk, Member of Parliament for Abwakwa South, Dr. Kingsley Ajiman, said the situation is causing a major health crisis in his municipality.
The rivers or the waters are beyond treatment. That is why the Chebi treatment plant of the Ghana Water Company has shut down. To see my people without water, when it is usually agreed that water is life, means that we have to have a clarion call, and to see the opulent display of these excavators along major roads in the constituency, the impunity with which this is continuing is very disheartening. I'm frightened. And as a member of parliament, to see my people have a lot of renal, skin rashes, and waterborne diseases, it's not something that I can be excited about. I think it's about time that we the constituents, have to come to the realization that this thing has really gotten us to our neck. We have to stop it, because those involved in this activity, the few greedy people, we the people who have good conscience, must rise up and stop this. We may not need any executive direction from the presidency. We are bearing the heat of what is happening to us. The sanitation issues that has arisen as a result of this galamsey is so much noticeable. We don't have water.
So you said there's no potable water in your constituency. How are residents coping? What sources of water is accessible to them now?
They are relying on sachet water, which is not sustainable. And even the disposal of this sachet, because it's not biodegradable, is something that is going to have a further knock-on effect on our environment.
Well, we're trying to establish contact with the Ghana Water Company to know the current state of the Chebi treatment plant, but unfortunately we do not have them. Meanwhile, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Task Force continues operations to clamp down on illegal mining activities. Yesterday, the task force carried out raids on several river bodies, seizing mining equipment used in unauthorized operations. And that statement is coming up on your screens right now from NIMAS, just giving us updates on some of the key operations. And it states on your screens now that on Tuesday, October 7, 2025, NIMAS operation disrupted galamsey activities along the Akroma River in Zima municipality of the Western region. Now, these are the equipment they seized: one excavator, 100 makeshift structures.
So come home, I bought a Rajmedi, say POG Media, the only said about Ghana authentic political headlines and updates in the stories are a POG Media so now so sabiti me aka bi na who the echo and the air banina or my Ghana political space in America. So subscribe here need you also drop a subscription na nasis or also and come say the dan da kai ho Majumedi and so crap na me so bet means about the comment section on also wait me din come and also can some area fajumedi